Dear Apitherapy friends from Australia, it's very nice that I got the chance here to speak, and I will try to give you some more background to the integrative treatment of arthritis in apitherapy, including live bee stings. So I haven't touched Australia so far, so I'm really sorry for that. Here to introduce myself, I'm here at home. I'm doing some probing for American foul brood. This is exactly 4 years ago in Istanbul. I'm a chairman here on the Apitherapy session. This is 2019. It's a conference also in Turkey. Turkey is very strong in apitherapy. And then the other country, bee country, Slovenia, here with the Ministry of Agriculture, and here also with the president. So what I can tell you, or I recommend you try to show the politicians what beekeeping can do, and show how important it is. So, and yeah, I've written a book here, the German version, but you can also buy it in English. Write me an email. We send it to Australia. Yep, apitherapy, especially bee sting therapy, is connected with one famous name. That's Dr. Filip Terc, and he was practicing in Maribor, and he is living here 1888 at Dr. Semmelweis's time, and he treated thousands of patients. Here, no, not thousands, here 173 patients with 39,000 bee stings. And he was the first one who wrote a scientific article of that. So he is, we call him the father of apitherapy. And he got a monument in Maribor, which is today Slovenia. And he's really that one who wrote really the first scientific article, and therefore the 30th of March is the day of apitherapy. So whenever you organize something in your apiary or do something, remember the 30th of March, because this is really a good date to do something like that. Let's go to bee stings. Bee sting therapy is has very broad applications. The applications go from, and here we have from the Argentinian Professor Urtubey a kind of grid pattern. I like this very much. You see here the components, phospholipase, different phospholipase which are in the bee venom, melitine, the biggest component, apamine, and some others. And here their action, and you see it's anti-inflammatory, it's antibacterial, it's anti-tumoral, it's antiviral, and here it's immune stimulant, analgesic, anti-arthritic. This is where we are in, and some other things which are good for the heart. And yeah, the last one is the radioprotective one. During the Cold War, there was written a lot of literature which is still secret today, as it's a strong antioxidant, and obviously bee venom protects the body good against radioactive radiation. And you see that, for example, the immunostimulation is done by all the components. This anti-inflammatory effect is done mainly by melitine and apamine and some others. And this anti-arthritic is by cardiopep. So we have here a lot of components and a lot of actions, so we can really go into the chemistry, and we have more than today 70 components which are detected. So yeah, we are anti-arthritic here. And so when we go back and see what the TCM, the traditional Chinese medicine, sees bee products, then bee venom is fire, which is also important for some of you. I'm not an expert, but for the experts of TCM, this is also an important hint how to use it. And What is important for the beekeepers or the other naturopathist enthusiasts is that with our beet products we have all the 5 elements: propolis, honey, pollen perga, apilani and royal jelly. All with this we have more or less the whole universe of the TCM, where we can use products to enhance certain processes. So, and then Bee Venom is the fire. So, and on the other hand, we have very advanced literature. Here we have, what is it, 2007, that's, but we have also later literature. At the moment, I think 2 or 3 publications are go to PubMed. So if you want to follow up, you have quite a bit to do, and even I have a problem following everything up. Here is a molecular mechanism of the bee venom. You see here the molecule of melitine and the inflammation and a lot of other things. And the melitine does a lot of things, and we can, not we, the researchers can track it down and see that the DNA binding goes down, and then these inflammatory reactions go down. So, but we want to do something practical, and this is not, that's only to show you that we have something concrete, and we are not somewhere in the area of waving flags and making fires and some miracles. Let's go again back to really important things in our society. We have oxidative stress, and oxidative stress is consists of highly oxygen species like superoxide, hydrogen peroxide, hydroxyl radical, and these are needed in the body to produce energy. But if you have too much, then here, activity, you see cytochrome P450, very important for energy detoxification. With these active radicals, we can kill some bad molecules. For example, smoke particles in the lung can be oxidized by the body. So, but this is a good example here in the lung. When it goes too long, when you smoke over a very long time, then the body wants always to kill these particles and oxidize them, and the lung gets oxidative stress, and over a couple of decades this maybe is okay, but then you get cancer. So that means oxidative stress comes also from other things, not only the smoking. The psychological stress, for example, metabolic derailments, so diabetes. So diabetes is only the tip of the iceberg, and below this is a big iceberg of a lot of other illnesses. So, and then we have an amplifier, Nito-stress, excess of NO radicals. Then the antioxidants are lacking. This is very important. I think try to remember that in a couple of minutes. We will come back to the antioxidants. And then we have the formation of peroxynitrite, and forming a lot of molecules. For example, the tryptophan metabolism will be stopped. And even if you don't know what tryptophan is, you probably can imagine that when one of the building lines in your body is stopped, that has reactions on all the other things in your body. So yeah, for diabetes, I just wrote it's very easy here. Just lose weight. See, I don't say too much. It's with my corona weight, it's very difficult. But with high blood sugar, this favors radical formation, and when you lose weight, this radical formation goes down. But we will see more. So the consequences of this excess of stress of this oxidative stress, this nitro-stress, is all these illnesses which we see here, and we don't talk about this today. It's rheumatic form circle. All this rheumatic stuff comes from an excess of these radicals. Of course, other things like autoimmune diseases, chronic bacterial infections, fatigue, psoriasis, migraine, all bowel problems, chronic one. So it's one reason, and depending on the strength of your body, somewhere is a weakness, and there is then the illness is coming, and it's chronic, and it's over many years acquired, and it will go over many years. So very good to go often to the doctor and not get better. So taking bee venom, we can, here you see, we use here the bee stings, either systemic on the back, because here it's less pain. But normally for rheumatism we take the local action. The bee venom, as we learned already, is anti-inflammatory and it's a strong painkiller. So if you have here a big pain, so people are laughing and say, oh yeah, Thomas, when I have so much pain with the bee sting, okay, then I take it. But it's really the truth. If you have here the joint and you cannot move it, and it's really painful in the morning, for example, you sting in, then suddenly you can move the joint and the pain is gone, and it has nothing to do with this pain of the stinger. The stinger pain lasts for, let's say, 1 minute, maybe a little bit longer. But as soon as you are used to it like a beekeeper, it will be gone after a minute, and then suddenly the pain here just goes away. It just passes away. So here we have an example out from Brazil, a lady which is not so old, and let's say in Brazil I hadn't expected this rheumatism due to the temperatures, but it obviously it has nothing to do with the temperatures. As I tried to explain, it's more this kind of stress and this kind of derailments. And she goes here to the healer every week, and he stings here 2, I think here 4 in the joints, depending on the deformation and other things. We count here, and the people, maybe it's too small in your resolution, I count it for you. It's 50 stingers here in the hands, and then she can live for the next week without pain. The joints can work. So, and we don't talk about the healing, but we don't talk about the status where the things are bearable. So this is how we do it. And yeah, here for you, reaction on a sting. So you see like light redding, a little bit of swelling. Here this this formation, this is good. This is a typical beekeeper. It's in a couple of minutes it's gone. If somebody is not used to bee stings, it can be a little bit bigger and longer. But in over the time of the therapy, the body gets used to it and gets more or less to this kind of reaction. So yes, this is just yeah, the rheumatism in a nutshell. And in the next slide I wanted to highlight some very important thing which bee venom makes. Here we have the melatonin molecule, so one of the components, and this is scientifically relatively good. It's explored, so there is a lot of knowledge. And melatonin is very antiviral, and a lot of these illnesses I showed, this chronic stuff, is also in connection to see with viruses. So they are hidden not so easy to find, and we have a lot of customers who have a kind of fatigue, and the doctors say, oh, you are a little bit psychologic, you have nothing. So with arthritis, of course, you have something, you have pain, but often this pain and this swollen joints can also, not often, but sometimes they may be in connection with a viral infection which lay back in your childhood 20, 30 years ago, coming from a vaccination or something like that. And here you have the possibility, or you see why Bee Venom has more advantages. And we start here with the HIV virus. The melatonin inactivates the virus particles, suppression of a lot of other things. We don't go into the details here. Respiratory syntactical virus, RSV virus, also very common virus in for respiratory disease. And here it also stops the viral replication. Enterovirus, reduction of mRNA expression. Coxsackie virus, again, viral replication is stopped from melatonin. The tobacco mosaic virus is something different. It's a plant virus, so it doesn't touch it, but it's interesting that the action of melatonin also works against things which come from the plants, viruses from the plants. So then we have an influenza A virus. So this is a very common virus. If you get influenza, that is, we have it here in Germany every winter. A lot of people getting influenza A and B. And Bee Venom just kills the virus, activates the virus particles, stops the viral replication. Herpes simplex virus. This is herpes virus are often responsible for a lot of chronic diseases. They are hidden. You just see them on the lips sometimes, but of course you see a little bit of outside, and inside your body they destroy the immune system over the time. And again, we have here the melatonin works, though June virus and VSV virus, another virus. So you see, this is just what is known in a nutshell, and the Bee Venom is much more than the melatonin. It has the lipases, the phospholipases, and these molecules, they are synergistic, so when they work together, they are even stronger in this antiviral action. So yeah, that is just coming a little bit outside. So we are still at the practical stuff. What do we need for a bee sting therapy? We need some long forceps to catch bees, and we have here a small forceps for the more filigrane work if you want to do micro stings. And of course some cages, depending how you want to do it. Here you have a cage which is dark, which is preferable, which is nicer for the bees. These you can also put a towel on it, but you can catch the bees easier. So yeah, here you see how you place the bee, and here the stinger already in the skin. Here's another stinger. So let's go on the logics. How shall we proceed if we have something which you think you could do with apitherapy, treat with apitherapy? And I'm a strong believer in these therapeutic concepts. And that is, from my point of view, very, very important. I said Bee Venom is anti-inflammatory and analgesic. So, meaning we need a causal research. We have a kind of pain, of a diary. Every day when we have pain, we note that the pain from 0 to 10. And and also write the nutrition and whatever medical history. We go to the doctor, they makes a blood count of the different values, look at the general conditions, that we have not something hidden behind that what we think it's straightforward is not straightforward. So more or less high, like here in the wax, we take layer by layer down and go really systematically to the reason of the reason. So then we have stress. Everybody has stress in these times, even more. And stress means it's a continuous flow of this oxidative stress, these oxidative molecules which kill our immune system and make us ill. So we need a behavioral change. We come to that. Eventually we have to change the diet for our intestine. We know that the colon, the bacteria in our colon, is a small chemical factory for vitamins. So and then yeah, our surroundings, our beloved, shall help us and not work against us when we do this stress thing, or changing our diet. So we need all this analysis. So and from this analysis we go and develop a therapeutic scheme. So I'm a strong believer in that, and we have from the apitherapy a couple of weapons. So we have the anti-inflammatory use of the immune system, and we start with propolis, something like 2 grams a day. Here in my recommendation it's 3 grams, but depending on the symptoms it's 2 to 8 grams a day to get this immune system under control. I'm personally, I favor the green propolis. My wife likes the brown propolis. So whatever you like, try it. And when you cannot come across, you change the type of propolis. Beekeepers should also use honey, not only beekeepers. Honey has a high value, and I've just made a 6-hour video training for the Austrian Beekeeping Association, just talking about the advantages, the health advantages of honey. It's incredible what you find when you dig. And then we have royal jelly. And then we come to the topic of today, to the bee venom. And it's anti-inflammatory pain killing indeed. We can prepare the guy or the lady who wants to be stung with a honey massage, which is nice and brings the body down and calms it down, is a detox. And then we use the bee venom locally in various doses. We start low and go then day by day higher. So then we have this oxidative stress. So less oxidative stress. We need an attitude change, so that we shouldn't give us a shit on this all these things which stress us so much. It's very easy to say, but it's not so easy, I know. There's a lot of techniques, like here the MBSR from Kabat-Zinn, this mindful-based stress reduction, autogenic training, antioxidants, propolis and vitamin C. So the antioxidants, to provide the body antioxidants, is very, very important, and you have more or less propolis is the gold, and this is the vitamin C is the dollar for the day-to-day. So don't forget the vitamin C. So then we have changed the diet eventually, especially when we talk about arthritis. We have nitrogen-containing food like legumes, meat. Reduce that or leave it away for some time, just very intentionally for 1 week, 2 weeks, and then see how things change. Fresh fruit, volume and nutrition for your intestinal bacteria. As I already said, it's the chemical factory inside your body wants to have food, and give it to them by taking fresh fruit and vegetable. So and then detox. The propolis is again a good detox. There of course are other things like healing clays, snake venom, medical mushrooms, but the propolis is really one of the best detox thing. And detox meaning you can take propolis, but if nothing comes out of your body, the stuff stays in your body. So meaning you drink enough that the detox also work. And the best recommendation I heard is the color which leaves you should be champagne. And I think in your climate you anyway have to drink more than we. So that depends on your body activity, how much you're sweating. And I think this is a good compromise. So then, yeah, if you had taken a lot of antibiotics, supplement the intestinal bacteria by other bacteria, and Perga, the bee bread, is very good for that. Yeah, compliance is, if you make this scheme, follow it please. Avoid stressors like alcohol or smoking consequently. And it's a vicious circus, especially in rheumatism. If you cannot move, you do not move and gain weight and have all these other problems which we talked about, diabetes by gaining weight. So avoid this vicious circle. So I'm a really strong fighter for this scheme, that you make analysis, and with this analysis you go and make a scheme and follow this for a couple of months or at least some weeks till you see that things are becoming gradually better. So now I had a customer or a friend and he didn't want to have bee stings, so he was afraid and whatever. So yeah, we have to leave it out. Therefore, we go forward and try to think about propolis. So propolis, here you see the brown propolis, and here the nice green propolis. A lot of there I might have a lot of reports, so I could make a case study for the Apimondia in Canada 2 years ago. And it's unfortunately in German, but I just highlight it and don't want to go too much into the details. He had the toe and the finger on the right, on the left side was heavily affected, and he was swollen. And yeah, here the doctor said, here the red one was more or less warning his colleagues, this idiot wants to do it himself by Naturopathy. But okay, so the history is the following. He had from 2007 to 2015 a gradually deterioration of the ankle and the hand joint, the MCP2 and left knuckle, that is the classification. And here it's also the Hanover questionnaire. I don't know whether this is familiar on your side. So it's 93 to 86%. So it's not really that he goes in a wheelchair, but it's really, he felt really bad. So, and yeah, he took cortisone in combination with ibuprofenol, sulfasalazine, so the non-steroidal anti-rheumatica. So and he had a lot of limitations, so he couldn't drink alcohol, tea, coffee, cola, so on. So because you have with that you kill your liver and you get high liver values, and you have to go regularly to the doctors to check your liver, to the transaminases of the liver values. And then yeah, things got worse and worse, and he had to change to Methotrexat. And just to remind you what's that, that is normally a cancer treatment, and it is yeah, very heavy. Let's go, it's teratogenic, so no pregnancy. Of course he was old, so couldn't pregnant, but it's incompatible with alcohol, which is leads to lung fibrosis, loss of hair, and the therapeutic effect comes only after 4 to 6 weeks. So we talk here about side effects in our normal language, but I would say these are effects because all these effects are known and all the people get it after some time. So, and the effects are on liver, kidney and colon. So that is the necessity for change of actives, that we have every now and then they have to take other medications, that it's not, the body becomes not so much damaged. So again, a combination diclofenac, so the with cortisol and cortisone and this regular checkup. So yeah, the results were only 2 joints were affected. Our medication affects the total body, a lot of side effects, and the poor guy collapsed. So he lost consciousness, and the end is was the real information is hide it, and the disease is spreading slowly but steadily year by year. So it's only a symptomatic treatment with strong side effects. So this is the starting point, because the guy lost consciousness, and we have here here a table of a lot of results where we got it, and so he collapsed here and here just before his 58th birthday, and he said to himself, the life is not over with 58. I have to do it completely different. I have to change my life because yeah, I want to live on for another couple of decades, and not only to the next 10 years as long as I have to work and before I retire. So yeah, he started a couple of things. We say here, that's gut renovation. He got to an Naturopatist and he did a couple of things. And the first thing was the gut renovation with a couple of things here that's uninteresting for us in detail. But what is happening is he got probiotic microorganism. He got yeah, a couple of other things. Let's bring them all together. So effective microorganism and probiotics got into the guy, but also, and you see here the red one is a lot of things which are also included in propolis. So quercetin is in propolis, cranberry extract, polyphenolic products. So quercetin here, broccoli extract, grapeseed, OPC, curcuma, and vitamins. So something which we call propolis with only a little bit more complex. So this he started. This was the first step, and yeah, he started also a diet which is a little bit more complex, but that illustrates how Naturopathy works. They looked for the allergens, and they found gluten, milk, cow and sheep, the milk products from cow, sheep and goat. So he had to avoid that, and he had to rotate his diet. Only every 4 days he could eat the same thing again, really to get the bacteria in the gut different. So, and here is this lengthy analysis. All the things he was allergic, for example, spelt, eye yolk, goose eye, oat, some here, cow milk, and it goes on. Ricotta, beef only a little bit, but here the milk products, you see the milk very strong. So that is yeah, 2 very important steps. We have this gut renovation and this diet, and the third one is now the propolis. And the propolis, he met us exactly at that time to change, and he took propolis. He took green propolis, started with a high dose, 333, meaning 3 grams a day, 3 capsules, morning, lunch and dinner. And so meaning he started, as we do in naturopathy, with 1 capsules and then increased to 9, and then it goes a very, very long time till he was better. And then he had a diet error, he had stress, or it's cold weather, then increases the dose. So when after he got better, of course, he reduced the dose a little bit to 111 to 1 gram a day, so kind of memory doses. But as soon as there are these factors coming, he increased the doses again. So here just the end report, and that what is interesting is we have here full remission. So the finger and the knuckle are still thick, but without pain. So the damage is still there, but this is no pain. He needs no other medication, nothing where he cannot drink alcohol or has sometimes some fun. Of course, as I said here, with the diet error, if you have too much, you again get the hint from your body. But after some time, and I will show you, is a fully remission of this illnesses. It stopped, it doesn't go on. So, and we have the time flow. We started here just before his 58th birthday, and here 18 months later we have he was free of pain. And yeah, I can tell you something funny. He called me after a year and said, "Oh, Thomas, it's going better, but I still have pain." And I said, "Yeah, you will get used to the thought that we have to start bee stinging." And he said, "Oh, no." So at least my hint was good, that he continued another 6 months and really had this compliance, as we call it today. And got through this long time. And you see, it's not something which is coming overnight. It's, you have to do different things together, and not only Propolis is doing the job. Of course, with Bee Venom it would be probably quicker, but even there it would have taken months. So it's step 4 is live permanent. He lives, in this case study, no gluten, no milk, derived protein, and when he is traveling, he makes no compromise in taking some fast food or something like that. So the nutrition is column friendly, so feed the bacteria there, and still some green propolis with a maintenance dose. So no swollen pain, no. So it's as I said, the damages which are done are there, but they don't have contribute to pain. So this is naturopathy. It's a long way, but as soon as you have started, you will reach the other side. You will reach it, I can tell you. So let's go back to our therapeutic scheme. I have here the anti-inflammatory system again, the propolis, the honey, and the bee venom, and it's we got here out, and I was a little bit cheating here. I put here also some qigong, and so the Chinese, they do in principle follow my therapeutic scheme. They leave out everything besides the qigong, but they do it every day, a whole lifetime, to bring down their stress level and their oxidative stress. So it's more or less up to you to take blocks here out, and the more blocks you take out, especially bee venom and propolis, the more the quicker it will go, and the more successful it will be over the long run. So yeah, you can read a lot of things in my book. As I told you, write me an email, we send it to Australia. It will take some time, but it will arrive. So thank you very much. Here are my contact coordinates. You probably will find them also on the conference menu. So see you, and now yeah, we'll get some questions. Bye bye.